Everyone, welcome to Rhythm and Rose. I'm your host, Joshua Jacob. We have a very special guest. We have Director of Photography Marco Gutierrez, and it's a pleasure to have him on Rhythm and Rose to share his journey in the film industry. So, welcome, sir.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Oh yeah, man, pleasure. And I'm sorry, your name of your podcast, what is it?
Yes, it's called Frame Up with
Frame Up,
exclamation
yeah.
point. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. And you've been doing your podcast for how many years?
I guess technically maybe about 2.5 years, I think.
Oh wow,
Uh, but
congrats.
it's but it's really only within the last year that I got like really into it, and
Okay.
yeah.
Nice, man. Well, congrats on the 2.5 years. I'm celebrating my 2 years the end of August, August
Oh,
31st.
oh, there you go.
We're
Yeah,
almost in that. Yeah, we're in
almost
that.
in that realm. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. All right, brother. Well, let's get into your story. I've seen some of your just the photos you have on your Instagram. I mean, I just scrolled through it, but man, you have worked
Mhm.
with some great cameras, man. Like, wow.
Mhm.
I mean, just the journey behind that. I mean, you just told me you've been part of the union since 2006. So that's
Yeah.
really that's incredible.
Almost 2 decades. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But you know, one thing I do like to ask my guests that are in the film industry and those that are actors and directors, just what intrigued the spark or what started the spark of interest when you probably were young.
Mhm.
Just the idea of I want to be in the film industry or that movie is what did it or that actor. But if you want to share a bit of your story, and then we can go from there. So,
Yeah, yeah. So I guess to answer part of your question, the movie that inspired me of all things was Flight of the Navigator.
oh
Because
no way, the
yeah,
Disney one. Okay.
yeah, exactly. So it wasn't any like really deep movie like 2001. Although I do love that film.
Okay.
Um, I'll come back to the science fiction genre
Yeah.
later, but
Well,
essentially, I was a kid, obviously, when that movie came out, and it just felt like such an adventure. I was like, I don't know what I just experienced, but
yeah.
it was extraordinary. And then my friends at school were talking about it too, and so it was almost it was almost a way for all of us to kind of bond that we just
Wow.
all experienced this moment. And it's how I feel about television too, because it's a little bit different nowadays, but certainly back in the day when all you had was network television, we
Right.
would all talk about that same ad that everybody just happened to see, or
Yeah.
that series is like, oh, I can't wait for that next episode.
Right.
Um, and but really, at the time, my thought was that my career goal was to become a robotic engineer, basically.
Oh, wow. Really?
Right. So I was I thought I was going to be studying electrical engineering so I can get into
Yeah.
robotics. Anyway, by the time I got into high school, this is kind of where the big pivotal moment happened. I went to a boarding school that had a really good art program,
Okay.
and I uh, I had to take an elective, and so I decided to take photography, and I did it not because I appreciated the. I mean, I did appreciate photography, but I wasn't doing it for the art. I just needed a credit.
Okay.
And I was coming at this from an engineering standpoint, so I was like, well, there's no reason for me to take the beginning class because it's like I understand the mechanics of how to operate a camera, so what's the big deal? I'll just take the advanced class. Anyway, long story short, the teacher met me before the semester started, and she's like, "Have you ever taken a photography course before?" And of course, I said no. And she's like, "All right, well, let's see what you can do." She handed me a roll of film, and I went out and shot it. She developed it, and uh, we're in the dark room looking at the contact sheet, and she looks at me and she's like, "Yeah, we got a lot of work to do."
Okay.
So I spent the entire semester. I think I shot probably close to 1,100, 1,200 photos.
Oh,
Right, and this is
wow.
on film. This is before
Yeah,
digital.
film. Right.
Yeah, digital was one of those things that just didn't. There were kind of rumors in the wind, but no one's really ever seen a digital camera before.
Yeah.
So this is all analog, all film.
Yeah.
And um, by the time I got to the end of the semester, I had three photos that she finally approved of. And at that point, I was like, there's a whole new world here that I had just never thought of before.
Wow.
And I had also started getting a lot of attention from my classmates with some of my work, and that kind of sparked my interest in that field because eventually I was wandering around campus holding my camera as if it was a movie camera and wondering what I could do with a moving image as opposed to just a still image.
Right.
Um, and unfortunately, at the time, I didn't have a camera that could do. Well, no, I take it back. My dad gave me his Super 8 camera,
Oh,
and
wow.
so that kind of started me on that experimenting with motion picture.
That's so cool.
Mhm.
Super 8, man. That's what a trip.
Yeah, exactly.
It's funny because even when I was young, I was into robotics, right? I mean, I didn't
Hmm.
pursue my see myself doing that, but I was so into reading books about robots and things like that. But in film, yeah, just that's an interesting from photography and it led to okay, what else can I do on the storytelling, right? But the
Hmm.
flight of the
Hmm.
navigator, I remember when I saw that as a kid as well, and I was
Yeah,
just so
yeah.
intrigued by that. Like, oh wow, this is an interesting movie. And then I actually probably 5 months ago I came across it on Disney Plus, and I was
Hmm.
just like, man,
Hmm.
that took me back.
Yeah, I did too. When I saw that it was
Yeah.
on there, I was like, "Oh my gosh, yes!" In fact, Randall Kleiser, who was the director of it, he spoke. I went to the University of Southern California, and he was one of the guest speakers.
Oh wow, okay.
He was he yeah, he was teaching. I don't remember which class it was. I want to say it
Yeah.
was like narrative strategies or something like that. Anyway, everybody was asking him about Greece. You know, it's like Greece this, Greece that, and finally, when he called on me, I was like, "Fly the Navigator, man! That movie was awesome."
He's like, oh, thank God, something different from Greece.
Yes, he was so happy. He was like, "Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, let me tell you."
Wow. Oh, what was his response when you brought that up? The flight of the
Well,
navigator.
just that he was really happy about
Yeah.
that somebody had asked him about it, but he was talking about how much fun he had on it, and it was apparently it was the first time that the metamorphosis kind of liquid metal before Terminator 2
Oh, okay.
had been used in the transformation of the spacecraft.
Wow. Okay. That was the first time?
That was the first time that they know of anyway, because that was what was it? It was early '80s, I think.
Yeah, I think it was early 80s.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. I didn't even know that. Wow.
Hmm.
Well, from that point, then with the film of you, like, what was your first, as probably like a teenager or early 20s, that you're like, hey, let's get some friends together and start a film project, or just shoot a film?
Yeah, I don't know if high school was really the moment that happened. I want to say it was actually college.
Oh, college? Okay.
Yeah, because we had kind of a core group of friends that um, we all just got together to make stuff. I mean, the thing about USC is that it's a pretty intense program, so we didn't really have much of a life outside of that.
Oh, okay.
So whether we were shooting our own stuff or just trying to get our classwork done,
Yeah.
there really wasn't. Yeah, I didn't have much of a college life.
Okay.
It was just lot of work.
A lot of homework and projects. Yeah.
But it was also a lot of fun.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Um, and it was also around the time that I started appreciating the craft of my fellow classmates too, because there was a guy there named Matthias
Mhm.
who was from Austria,
Okay.
and he would go on to give me my first commercial break. So about a year or so after, maybe it was 2 years, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
He called me up and he's like, "Hey, have you ever heard of a company called Red Bull?" And
Red Bull?
right, so he's in
Oh,
Austria,
wow.
and it's like 2 in the morning where I am.
Yeah.
Um, and I was just like, "Yeah, I'm drinking one right now. Why?"
That's funny. I know.
but they had apparently reached out to him to do a an ad for their air race, the airplane kind of
Oh yeah,
stunt line.
right,
Yeah,
right.
and that was my first big assignment, and it was also around the time the digital cameras started hitting the scene. So 1999 was when Lucas basically got Sony and Panavision together and said, "You guys figure this out." Um, so episode one had a few minutes of footage that was acquired digitally. Um, it was also apparently the last movie to use almost all practical effects.
Really?
Yeah,
The
before
last movie
of the Star
of
Wars
the Star Wars
series.
franchise? Okay.
Right, right.
Interesting.
Of that prequel.
Yeah.
I don't really know much about the the new one, other than they went back to film. Actually, I heard that one of the things that Panavision did was that they designed lenses to make the modern film stock match the original 1970s film stock.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That is cool. Interesting.
Anyway, but that turned out to be the Red Bull commercial turned out to be one of my favorite challenges because first of all we had to film an aircraft and we managed to talk Red Bull into shooting on this new technology called high definition, which we had to explain to their marketing people what that was because again no one's ever heard of this.
Right.
um, and I also had to we were going to be on a tight schedule, and because so modern digital cameras, of course, you can do all your color grading afterwards. But the cameras of the time, you kind of had to get it in camera as close to the finished product as you could, because it was extremely expensive to do any kind of color grading afterwards. Color intermediates had come in probably since the mid '90s.
Okay.
So that was a thing, but only huge Hollywood films had the budget for that.
Hmm.
So I spent about 2 weeks just programming the camera, and you really did have to program it back then
I bet. Yeah.
to get the colors that
Yeah.
the director wanted. And I could not have been happier actually. And so
Wow.
I had developed some relationships with some of the rental houses where they would allow me to come in and do that.
That's so cool, man. Wow.
Yeah,
And
and
a lot of the
so
cameras that you work with, from what I've seen on your page, I'm like, oh my God, man, like they're so cool, you know? Like the only one
yeah.
I have right now from that I own is the FX6 Cinema Line Sony.
Mhm.
But I mean, your guys is like top notch, like industry status, you know?
Yeah, I will say that I'm very impressed with Sony's current lineup. I spoke to Ben over at Atlas Camera about that, and they kind of hit a home run when the Sony Venice came out,
Mm,
and they redid their colorimetry to something that people actually wanted.
yeah.
Because the problem with Sony prior to that was that their colors were very accurate, but accuracy is not what we want.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah.
like when people talk about the so-called cinematic look, which
Yeah.
is really whenever someone says cinematic, they usually have no idea what they're talking about.
Mm,
But if they want more of a look that they would get with the way movies have been shot prior to that,
yeah.
then the colors are not so to say accurate to their.
I see.
But it kind of makes sense because I mean you're creating a world that your characters live in, and so you're
Right.
not necessarily trying to recreate reality. You're trying to create the character's reality.
Right. Right. Very true.
Hmm.
Well, I do want to get into the films that you have worked on. If you'd like to share a few,
Hmm.
the ones that you like to talk about.
Yeah, well, I guess I could start from the beginning because the first production that I worked on professionally,
Hmm.
uh, actually before the Red Bull shoot, was I was a storm chaser with Discovery,
Oh, were
and
you really? Oh no way.
That was hilarious. Basically, I was coming out of college, and my friends and I, like most film students, were just like, "Dude, we need to make a movie." Of course, none of us
Right.
had any money or knew how we were going to do this.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was calling rental houses around town trying to figure out how much the equipment was going to cost and try to get a budget put together.
Yeah.
In doing so, one of the rental houses was like, when he figured out how young we were, he's like, "Well, if any of you want an internship, let me know." So, just kind of sitting around not doing anything because we have no idea when we were going to do this so-called movie.
Mhm.
And so I called him. I was like, "All right, you know what? I'm available." And he's like, "Great, pack your bags. We're heading to Oklahoma." I was like, "For what?"
Wow.
So yeah, that was interesting. I got to say that the hurricane hunters, which fly the aircraft into the hurricane, those guys are insane.
Dang.
I mean,
Well,
they're fantastic individuals.
yeah.
I say that in a good way.
Oh, I
But
bet. Yeah.
uh,
Now, for you, with being in Oklahoma, you went and chased tornadoes in.
Right, right. So
Yeah.
we started in Oklahoma and just went down Tornado Alley. So we went all the way down to Florida, which is where we met up with the hurricane hunters. We were with the storm chasers, which would chase
Yeah.
the tornadoes, and then met up with the other guys.
Wow.
I totally geeked out because I'm a huge nerd on the science of weather.
Same.
And
I'm huge on tornadoes, man. I love it.
yeah, yeah, and it's really fascinating.
I bet. Yeah.
And you know, I I really appreciate the work that the people at NOAA and the National Weather Service and all the other agencies do, because I mean these are people that are just really devoted to their field of study,
Mm, right.
and they're just great people in general.
Yeah.
So I was I was drawn by the whole experience, and
Oh man. I bet.
this was because this was the early by early 2000s, I would literally mean the turn of the century.
Yeah.
So it was before some of the extreme stuff, where I think the next team built some kind of tornado intercept vehicle or something like that. So I was there before they did all that kind of stuff.
Oh wow. Okay.
We were still at a good distance, and we had this huge Doppler radar on the back of a flatbed truck
Okay.
that we used to take high resolution images of the storm cells.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really cool, but
Oh, I bet.
of course, because we were so close to that thing, I was just like, so am I just not going to be able to have kids because of all the because I'm standing right next to this thing?
That's funny, man. I've always wanted to see a tornado like like up front, right? Like just to
Oh
see it from
man.
far. I mean, I've never seen it. That's
It is an adrenaline rush. I mean, it's nothing like the movie Twister. I mean,
it's nothing like that.
well, the tornado itself, yes, but I mean
Yeah.
the people involved.
Oh, right. Okay.
Right, they're not quite that insane. Obviously you got to put some drama into the movie.
Right.
So
You got to make
yeah, we
it
got to
some
get closer to the
action.
tornado.
I know. Yeah. Well, that's cool,
Yeah,
man.
the way right the way these people done it was a little bit more structured. Although,
Okay.
like I said, after our show, which was called Weather Extreme, a bunch of other shows started popping up, and one of the reasons that we were out there actually was obviously the movie Twister had sparked a lot of interest in
Mm, right.
storm chasing.
Yeah.
But the other reason was because high definition was finally becoming available. Sony had finally mass released their first, what they call, people generally called the Sony F900 the first digital cinema camera. So they had the 800 and I believe the 700, if I remember correctly, which were
Okay.
high definition cameras. By the way, good trivia. 1996, the Atlanta Olympics was the first Olympics to be broadcast in high definition. The
Wow.
opening ceremony.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even
Uh,
know that.
so the format had actually been around since the early 90s, but what made the 900 a particularly special camera was that it was the first broadcast camera that could shoot 24 or 23.98 frames per second.
Oh,
And so that made it a quote unquote cinema camera.
yeah.
But oh my gosh, compared to today's modern cameras, it was. I'm sure your listeners are gonna are gonna scoff at this, but it had a base ISO of 200.
Whoa.
Yeah, exactly. And we only had 4 stops of latitude, and that was
Oh
it.
man. What a trip.
Yeah, but to us,
Yeah.
we saw the image coming out of this thing and thought it was the greatest thing we've ever seen.
Wow.
So,
That is insane. That's crazy.
but but it was also a very difficult camera to shoot with.
Oh, I
So
bet. Yeah.
that's why I think it wasn't until 2006 that digital cinematography started becoming more acceptable. It was actually a lot easier to shoot on film. You got a
Mm.
lot more latitude, and the film stocks were much faster. And
Wow.
yeah, shooting digital in a lot of ways was a bit of a pain in the butt.
I bet. Well, that's so cool, man. You got to be a storm chaser for a bit and experience that.
Hmm.
Like I said,
Hmm.
that's one of my goals is to at least see a tornado from far and
Hmm.
experience it, just how it just comes down and just the magic of all that, man. I mean, I bet that's just
Oh
amazing.
yeah, it's extraordinary.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. And but what other films have you worked on in the film industry of like Hollywood or doesn't have to be in Hollywood, just
Well, I guess technically I didn't work on this film, by the way, but I do have a funny story about this. Uh, when I was in college, I had an internship at Universal Studios,
oh, cool.
and Jingle All the Way was filming
Oh, no
yeah.
way.
So here's where the story gets interesting. So I knew they were filming down there, and my roommate had a like a speaking role extra, where they had uh, I forget what the official term is, but anyway,
Okay.
um, there was this little party that they were going to go to for some of the cast and crew. They were just kind of hanging out,
Yeah.
and I ended up going to that party because my roommate didn't want to go. And at this particular point in my life, I've never drunk alcohol. so
Okay.
so I get there and they just kind of hand me a beer. I didn't even ask for it, and then all of a sudden I've got this beer in my hand. Halfway through it, I'm feeling it like.
Oh, wow.
And apparently, I introduced myself to the A camera operator twice.
Why
But
is
but he apparently seemed impressed that I knew that I understood the craft, and he asked me, he's like, "So are you gonna be on set?" And I was like, "Yeah." Um, so I sat
Oh
around
my
for about a
God.
week trying to figure out how the hell I'm going to, because I really wanted to meet up with him, and I
Oh
was
yeah.
I was so it finally occurred to me that there was a tram that takes all the extras down to set.
Okay.
So one day like I said, it took me about a week to get the courage to do this. Jumped on the tram with the extras, and as we're going down there, one of the extras is talking my ear off, and by the time we get to the bottom, everybody starts going to one direction, I go in the other, and
Yeah.
he's like, wardrobes this way. I was like, I know, I'll be there in a minute.
Trying to figure it out. Oh my God.
So
Oh
I'm
man.
walking through the back lots, and I'm like, in the back of my mind, I'm just like, I'm gonna get arrested. I'm gonna get arrested.
Oh my God, man.
But anyway, and because I'm thinking, it's been a week. It's like, there's no way this guy's gonna remember some drunk kid that he met, a week ago. But I'm coming around the set, and there he is. He's like, Marco. I was like, oh, thank God.
Oh man. Wait, wait. So I want to ask real quick. So as you're walking opposite of them and they said, "Oh, the wardrobe is on this side." You're like, "Yeah, I'll be right there." Where did you continue walking to?
I went to first unit basically.
They just went to some random you just walked over there?
Yeah, yeah, and I guess it's part of that adage that if you look like you know what you're doing or whatever,
Ah, there you
then nobody
go.
will bother you.
Yeah.
And of
Interesting.
course, this was a different time. I don't think something like this would be possible today,
Well, no. That
because
was
it
probably back in like 98, right?
96.
Was it
Yeah,
96? Oh, wow.
96. Yeah.
Okay.
Um. So, while I'm Although, actually, you know what? You might be right. No, no, it was. Yeah, it was 96. It was
Okay.
96 because it was the yeah. Um. Anyway,
You
when I
remembered your
get there,
name? Yeah.
right. This is where the story really takes an interesting turn because when I get there, I see the Steadicam operator running down the alleyway, the backlot alleyway, with Sinbad and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, wow.
And first of all, I'm in awe of where I am.
Oh, of course. Yeah, dude.
But
Cool.
as I'm telling this story to a buddy of mine who's a Steadicam operator in New Zealand, and
Mhm.
we had met up in Las Vegas for the National Association of Broadcasters, or NAB, which is a trade show.
Okay.
I'm telling him this story, and by total coincidence, the guy sitting next to me on the other side of where my friend is looks at me and is like, "Wait a minute, that was me." He was the Steadicam operator that I saw way back then. And so I had to turn to him,
He's
and
the
I was
one that
just like,
you were
"You're
talking
responsible
to?
for my career."
He's the one that you were talking to at the party or at the gathering.
Yeah. He just happened to be sitting down
Oh my
right next to me as I'm
God.
telling this story.
And
And
you didn't even know he was behind you
well, beside me, yeah,
or beside you.
like literally, just right here, just
It's like, wait, that was me.
yeah. He's like, "Wait a minute, that was me." I was the state he came up for Jingle All the Way.
And what was your reaction to that when he said,
I just had to turn to him and tell him, "You're responsible for my career."
what a
um,
trip? You didn't even know he was riding like what, a two
I
chairs
had no
from you?
idea. I mean, this happened probably 6 years ago.
Oh, really? Okay. So it's been six
Yeah,
years past that?
yeah. So we're talking about decades
Oh,
have gone by since then, and so for that
what
to
a
happen was
trip. Wait, that
nothing
was
short of
me.
extraordinary.
That's funny, dude. Oh,
um,
but hey, so that's cool that you got to at least experience some of the film of Jingle All the Way.
yeah. That was fun. And then my first official IMDb credit was as a PA for Tales from the Crypt.
Oh,
Um,
wow. Okay.
it was actually, I think it's the only PA credit I have. But yeah, that was also kind of extraordinary to see. I think I was more mystified by being on set and feeling like this was a real place.
Wow. Yeah.
We were shooting all of the Crypt Keeper scenes, which are shot separately from the films that they show on there.
Okay.
And I got to see firsthand how they created that puppet. And this was before the Arduinos and some of this other more high tech stuff that we
Mhm.
have today. Which I do want to mention something about practical monster effects in a minute, but this was what the engineers had come up with in order to animate this Crypt Keeper.
Okay.
Was I couldn't believe how ingenious it was, but they basically used MIDI, which was something used by musicians, where you could record on a keyboard. You could record what you play, and the computer will um, record the notes that you played on the keyboard and be able to play them back or adjust them or make changes.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
somebody figured out that it's like, we could use those same commands to run motors. And that's how they animated the Crypt Keeper's mouth.
Is that right? Okay. That's interesting. Huh.
And then they had a puppeteer actually do his hands. And it was my job as the PA to find something called a reverse scan monitor so that
Mhm.
he could see what the camera sees, but in reverse so that it would look normal to him.
Oh, wow.
Hmm.
That's interesting. I've never seen the film though. I've never seen Tales of the Crypt.
Well, it's a TV series. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Never seen the
And
film.
in fact, apparently they brought back that series. So there's a more modern version that was shot a few years ago.
Really? Okay. I'm looking it up right now. Tales of the Crypt.
Yeah.
And so I heard, well, one of the messages that you and I had, you said there was a certain announcement you wanted to make.
Yes. I mean, we could talk about it now, or we could talk about it towards the end of the interview. it's perfectly fine to me. But yeah, I'm making a studio basically.
You're making a studio?
Yeah.
Wow, no way. Congrats, man. All
Thank you.
right.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm still in the beginning phases, but yeah, I do want to
Oh,
talk more about that, but I'll do that in a little bit. I want to get back to what I think. I'm talking more as a general filmmaker than as a cinematographer here, but
oh, okay. Yeah.
um, the in Jurassic Park, I believe they used 7 minutes of computer generated footage, which kind of sparked a new era in filmmaking.
Okay.
Most of the dinosaurs that you saw in there were mechanical by
Mhm.
Stan Winston,
Right.
and it's my which I did get a chance to visit. I never got to meet Stan Winston himself, but I got a chance to tour his studio,
Wow.
and just seeing the creatures that he created is just you know jaw dropping.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
But what I was
That-
going to say was that I think we're in the era now where there's so much technology with robotics and computer control and the materials and fabrication of what we're able to do that I'm starting to see a reemergence of practical creature effects on set, which is so cool. Uh,
wow.
it it brings me back to those days when I was just a PA watching the Crypt Keeper come to life.
Yeah.
Um, because you can actually interact with these things. You don't have to pretend or have somebody in a motion capture suit or something.
Dang.
Um, so I think we're kind of hitting a new golden age, and this also goes with LED walls,
Mhm.
which is basically what um, oh gosh, I can't believe I forgot the. It's not rear projection. It's what
Okay.
rear projection wanted to be.
Okay.
And LED walls makes it much more realistic,
Mm.
and then it takes it up a notch because it follows your camera as well, so you can see realistic movement and stuff. It gives the actors a chance to
Dang.
feel it, and as a
Yeah.
cinematographer, it allows us to capture the light being reflected off the background onto the set. So like little
Wow.
catch lights on dishes and spoons, being able to see through people's glasses,
Dang. Is that
the actual.
right?
So so
Wow.
we're getting a much more realistic view of the environment that we've created, which yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I was like, I think we really are living in kind of a new golden age of cinema, and
Oh, we definitely are. Yeah.
despite what people are saying about AI, I think that this is actually going to not AI, but where we are
Yeah.
in general is going to bring more creativity to the forefront and be able to tell the stories that were um, kind of more difficult to do in the past,
Right. No, I
uh,
agree. Yeah.
especially with the science fiction genre and the horror
Mhm.
genre, and um, so I'm really looking forward to that.
Same. No, I
Where
really
we're
am
going,
too.
yeah. Hmm.
Even my brother, he's a filmmaker in La Mirada, California.
Hmm.
But he's like, we need to embrace the AI. This is going to be good for us in the industry of filmmakers to study
Right.
it, to use it,
I should say that there's two types of AI.
Yeah.
There's real AI, which is being able to have a conversation with a computer. And then there's fake AI, which is what most, when people talk in the industry, actually, that's usually they're talking about the fake AI. And fake AI is basically a very clever algorithm.
Okay.
So when you see a company that says, we offer AI software to remove background sound, that's not necessarily AI. That's just a really good algorithm.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know there was big difference from that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So what I'm referring to is actually not so much AI, but the technology around it. Like I said, the
Yeah.
ability to shoot practical effects on set. I did a
Yeah.
movie with Hulu called Appendage, and the creature. was a robot, basically, and uh, one of the things that it could do that wasn't really possible in the past was like with the Crypt Keeper, everything had to be pre-programmed. But now you had an actor performing the voice, and the robot could do the mouth movements automatically.
Wow.
That way, the actor can interact with this creature in real
Hmm.
time.
Hmm.
So that's what I
That's
mean
awesome.
by the new heyday. Is like we're
Yeah.
bringing back the crafts that Hollywood had, and even in the background, where you have scene artists. Like we're probably not going to go back to matte painting anytime soon, but
Oh yeah.
but the CGI artists, I have a lot of respect for them,
Oh yeah.
uh, uh, and the production designers. Like if I wasn't doing cinematography, I would have loved to have been a production designer.
Oh, okay.
Fantastic Four, I think it really hits on that sort of look back at the future
Hmm.
kind of feel, where it's like this retro futuristic. Um,
Wow.
yeah, and it's like that movie. I think really brought to life what I think a lot of filmmakers have been wanting to do for a long time, and in a lot of ways, we saw the first production designs of that style in the early films of Fritz Lang and George Méliès.
Okay.
That whole 20s and 30s era was like really looking forward to the future,
Yeah.
and by the 1960s we thought we were there.
Yeah, I
Just,
mean, there's been so much progress since that time. I mean, it's just so advanced now. I
yeah,
totally
exactly. so
agree. Yeah.
so it's nice to see that we're bringing a lot of artistry back.
Oh, yes. I totally agree.
Mhm.
Well, I know I have another interview at 11, but I definitely want to hear more of your studio. Like,
Right, thank
yeah.
you.
Oh, yeah.
So what prompted this was that I was talking to a couple of friends of mine, and there's I think there's no shortage of the big studios for multi-million-dollar productions, and I'm
Right.
I'm all
Yeah.
for it. I mean, obviously I'm union, so I get a chance to work on those.
That's so cool.
But what what I'm excited about is being able to help other filmmakers. So there's um, the new genre that's coming out, for better or worse. It's here to stay. Is the vertical video genre, where we're doing full narratives but shot vertically.
Really? Okay.
So I wanted to make some smaller studios that really cater to the independent filmmakers. Those shooting Lifetime movies
Oh,
and
yeah. Right.
vertical videos, influencers, and podcasters like ourselves.
Yeah. Okay.
um, and really bring basically the sets are going to be pre-built, so that brings the cost down for the filmmakers quite a bit.
Wow.
And because I think that's something that's missing. Like I said, if you have all the funds in the world and are able to create your own sets, that's fantastic.
Right.
But this gives smaller productions a chance to film on a soundstage that's affordable, because those sets can be reused over and over again.
And what's the name of your studio?
It's called Floyd Cat Studios.
Floyd Cat Studios?
Floyd Cat, yeah. So I
That's a
used to
cool
have.
name.
Unfortunately, he passed away a couple of years ago, but I had a cat named Pink Floyd.
Oh,
And
no way. Really? Pink
yeah, well, I
Floyd?
mean, officially his name was Pink Floyd the Wall, because when he was a kitten, somebody had rescued him from an abandoned apartment complex inside the drywall. So that's how he got his name, Pink Floyd the
Wow.
Wall.
Pink Floyd Wall. Well, I'm
Right.
sorry about your loss of your cat.
Oh man, I was
You know,
devastated.
no, I
But
bet. I mean, I just found out recently I lost dear well, my ex's dog, but I loved him like my own, and I just found out that he
mhm.
was put down because of certain seizures, and I, God, it hit me where I felt like losing a family member, you know?
Yeah, that's exactly what it felt
Yeah.
like. So this is my way of keeping his memory alive. I did me being me, I did a 3D scan of him. So
Oh,
when I
you
do
did? No
yeah,
way.
when I do the logo, I'll be able to use that.
That's cool. Very cool. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I was just playing around at the time, but I'm glad I had it. I have it. Um, so,
Yeah.
uh, so yeah, and I figured that would be a good name for the studio.
And you're yeah, it's a really great name for the studio to honor your, past of your the cat.
Hmm, hmm.
But also I wanted to ask, where's your studio located? Austin? Because I'm
Right, right. It's going to be in Austin.
okay, cool.
I might, if it goes well here, the Texas Film Incentives kick in September.
Oh,
So
great. Okay.
if it does well here, then I'll try to open another branch up in Atlanta.
Oh,
Um,
wow. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, because I do know some filmmakers in San Antonio, so they always
Hmm.
like to travel to Austin for films, shoots, and stuff. So
Yeah, yeah. And I actually spoke to a set dresser not too long ago because a buddy of mine was filming nearby. And when I told her what my idea was, her eyes just lit up. So it's just like,
yeah.
so far, everybody that I've told this to has been really excited. So I think I'm on the
Oh
right
yeah,
track.
man.
Hmm.
I'm excited for you as well. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah, and I'm teaming up with some friends of mine, including my buddy Barry. He and I started in the industry right around the same time,
Okay.
and we're really excited to be able to bring this to for filmmakers.
Oh yeah. I mean, my brother and I are definitely filmmakers. We're going to the Albuquerque Film Festival, the end of
Hmm, hmm.
August. Our film won Best Actress, Best Short Film, and so my brother's flying from LA to do that. But one thing he's talked about, he's like, we should look into going to these studios like yours, right? Like to see
Hmm,
about a certain
hmm.
project that he has in mind. So I'll
Yeah.
definitely bring it up to his attention because I mean we're not going to plan anything soon, but he has a script he's almost done with, and he wants to start shooting. So I think that'd be cool to go to Austin to do that and go to
Oh,
your
that'd be
studio.
great.
But
Yeah.
when
No, I'd
does
love
when
it.
does your studio open?
Hopefully by the end of the year, if
Okay.
we're lucky. I mean, it's going to be in segments. We're not going to be able to build out the whole studio
Right, right, okay.
right away. So we'll open piece by piece. I'm hoping to get a going back to my robotics roots. I'm hoping to get a robot as well,
Oh, are you? Oh, wow.
so we can do motion control productions.
That's awesome.
In particular, mostly for product stuff for commercials and whatnot.
Okay.
But it could be used for VFX if we need to.
Very cool. Well, I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to this. I'll definitely talk to my brother about it. And of course, I don't think we were planning on shooting the film this year. I think it was going to probably be next year
Oh,
because
that'd be even better.
he's
Yeah.
finishing up the script this
Hmm.
year. He's working on a documentary right now in LA for a certain business for I guess helping kids from the streets and doing like karate, learning the basics,
Nice.
but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
supposed to discipline them to know that
Right,
you
right,
can learn
right.
a lot for life and how to use that. So this guy's been around for a long time, so he asked my brother to do a documentary on his dojo, and he's like, sure. So that's gonna be cool.
That sounds
But
great. Yeah. I
but
love
yeah, man, thanks for.
documentaries, actually.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I was going to say I love documentaries. I mean, my favorite genre, and I do want to mention this really quick, my
Oh
favorite
yeah, go
genre
ahead.
has to be science fiction. In particular, because it allows us to explore uh, topics that would otherwise be difficult to
Right.
talk about in any other genre. So whether you're talking about theology or psychology or sociology, uh, it, uh, it brings in a bigger audience that you wouldn't get if you were just doing like trying to beat people over the head with a certain topic or whatever.
No, I agree.
um,
I'm pretty
and
big
that's
on
part, yeah, and that's
yeah,
part of what the studio is about because I am hoping, in my own way that I'll
yeah.
be able to shoot my own stories at some point.
Well, I would assume. I mean, you have your own studio. If I had my own studio, I'd definitely be there all the time doing stuff, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and you don't have to pay someone. You're just like your own, doing your own thing.
but
I mean, you
but the
probably would pay
but
people to
yeah.
help you, but you don't have to pay a studio, you
Well,
know?
I was gonna say, and I think at the end of the day, that's what filmmaking is really all about: is a collaboration.
Oh
Because
yeah, brother. Yeah, I totally agree.
I, yeah, I get excited when I get to work with people that really love their craft.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah, you feel
you
the
can really
energy,
see
the
how.
vibe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I
So.
agree. Yeah, like for me, when I was on set with my brother 4 years ago, there's about 30 of us. And we were shooting the film about our late mother. But
Mhm.
dang, that energy, the vibe, just everyone just working with different skilled artists. You're just like, this is so cool, man. Everyone
It
has a certain
is. It
part in this
is.
film to make it the way it is, you know?
It is,
So
and that to me is the best part. You know, the production designers, the makeup artists,
yeah,
the lighting team, the Grip and Electric.
main team. Yeah,
You know, they all bring in their expertise in their craft, and it's just like we're making magic here.
that's right. It's always fun. For them to find you on social media, what is your Instagram tag?
Instagram is Marco underscore cinematography.
Okay.
Yeah. And
And
my
do you have your own
website
website?
is, yeah, it's marcogutierrez.biz.
Dot biz. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then on also you're on IMDb.
Yeah, I'm on
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's awesome, man. Congrats. Like since 2006, you've been in the union as director of photography. That's
Oh no! I re-rated two director of photography about I want to say maybe 2 or 3 years ago.
oh, just recently. Okay.
Just recently, right?
Yeah.
I was an operator.
Oh, operator.
Originally.
Okay.
Mhm.
But still, that's a long time being with the union. That's awesome.
Yeah. It
And I
was
hear you were part of Jingle All the Way. Like,
going all the way back to the '90s. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, yeah. No, it's been a wonderful journey,
Oh, I
and
bet. Yeah.
I can't wait to see what the future holds. Because, like I said, you know, I feel like we're coming into a new age of cinematic storytelling,
Yeah.
and
I agree. I totally agree. Yeah, my
yeah,
brother's been talking about it as well. He's very up there with it. Like he wants to go that direction as well. So that's why for your studio, I think it'd be something really good for us for next year. Yeah, I mean, he wouldn't mind going over there to check it out and look into doing something. So
yeah. I'll definitely keep you posted.
yeah, please do. Well, Marco, thank you again, sir, for your time. It's been such a pleasure to hear your journey, the story. Every story matters, and that's why those that see this episode will just be so inspired by you and just what you've done that they're gonna be like, man, now I feel hungry. I want to go out there and shoot a film or learn
Just do
this.
it.
And
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And that's the thing. It just takes one episode to do that, and that's why I do Rhythm and Roads because every story matters, and your story is
Yeah.
definitely an incredible journey. So yeah, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, yeah, brother. All right, everyone. Well, thanks for watching on this episode with Director of Photography Marco Gutierrez. And we can congrats again on your new studio that's coming out later this year in segments. But man, what a story that you had that just really inspired me as a filmmaker as well. So thank you so much for sharing that. And guys, we will catch you on the next episode. Thank you, Marco.
Thank you.